first and foremost, because if you don't have a control of the back, the person could just turn and then they're gonna wind up in your guard. So let's say we start here, Philip is facing that way, and I'm gonna show you basic back control. You have hooks right here, and you need a space, okay, between your hips and their back. Next thing is you're gonna go for seatbelt. Left hand over, right hand under the arm. And my right hand is gonna be the seatbelt that pulls my top hand, which is the choking hand, under his armpit. The next thing is I need to connect my head and I need to push him to my left side, which is my choking arm right here. This is where back control happens, because it never happens sitting up, because he's going to be moving, I'm going to be moving, and whenever back control and techniques are shown, it's just false. So this is the truth right here. Okay, so we sit up just so you guys can kind of get an idea of it. I want to make sure that there's space. The last thing I want is to be so connected to him that he's going to be able to just literally just push himself back right here. Yeah, and now I have nothing. I have hooks are hard, endings hard, pressure's hard, all I have is a seatbelt, and I'm losing control. So I don't want that. The space enables me to pick a side. Yeah. So my shoulders, point your feet towards Fuji mats right there, to the right. Oh. Scoot down. Yes. The space right here, and my shoulders ahead of my hips. Okay, so ahead means in front of the hips, front means towards the feet. So this is shoulders ahead, this is shoulders behind. Whenever your shoulders are ahead of your hips, okay, I'm a lot stronger here. So if he tries to push himself a little back on me, I can direct him off to the side and push him onto the left side of the top arm, which is my choking arm. Okay, now how do we actually get the choke? What you're gonna do is you're gonna first and foremost treat as a priority the top hand. And instead of going for chokes on that strong side, which is your top arm side, with the gi, you're immediately gonna aim for the top hand to go to his shoulder, with your head still connected and pushing him into your arm. Ideally, I want my elbow aligned more so with his chin. Here, if you notice, I don't have a good control of his shoulder. But whenever you get back control here, this hand is pulling here, and I want to get right about here. Because now I have a good choke, and let's say we're properly here. This is a very effective submission, even without using this hand, if I'm controlling this hand or whatnot. So let's talk about how to get this left hand into the choking position. So what you're going to be doing is this: hooks, and you want hooks to be able to kind of grind the ribs so that I can move him. Okay, I'm not trying to tilt him that way. I'm extending my right, extending my left, extending my right, and rocking. Okay. Left hand comes over, and your seatbelt is going to be your right hand over the left. I want my right hand to pull the left hand under his armpit so it hides the lock, because his hands are going to go somewhere proper. So as I'm going here, I want it to be here. So if you notice, he can't even access my right hand. He's accessing the correct hand, which is the choking arm. So as my head starts pushing him to the left here, I kind of stretch him out a bit, because I don't want him to be removing my hooks. If he reaches for the hooks, he exposes his neck. So you have to be aware of what's going on, which is why you have to kind of at least be watching here and seeing what his hands are doing. So one more time, we sit up. So we have the hooks, seatbelt, and I'm gonna pull this seatbelt into his armpit and right into his kind of right about the armpit. I make a fist with the seatbelt here. This is a fist, and I pull right in there. And now my head starts pushing him to the left as his hands are properly defending his neck. We're gonna fall off to this side, just literally to the left right here, okay? And then what's gonna happen is that I need to get my left hand to his right shoulder. But this hand of his is preventing me from doing so. But my right hand can now grab his wrist right here, and I'm gonna push it down as my left hand reaches for his shoulder, and my head stays by his head as I flex my bicep here and pull my shoulders back. All right, that's one arm. So you're isolating one arm, and it's basically, he's got one arm to defend himself with, but he's already late to defend with this arm. So hooks, space, chest on his back, left hand over, seatbelt, left fist, right, seatbelt, and I'm gonna pull it right in there. And then I attach myself to him like a backpack, and my head is like rolling into the water. I'll explain to you why you do this. And if you notice, he's only grabbing my left hand, so that my right hand now can get here, grab his wrist, push it down as my left hand finds his shoulder. You can find his shoulder, sorry, or you can find my gi right here. This is even better. Because I grab my own gi and I take the slack out. I don't want to be here and it's all slacky. I just come here as my hand crawls up. My elbow goes more in line with his chin right here, and I keep this here as I begin to pull my gi and flex my bicep. Heel turn up. All right, one more time. One, hooks, space, chest to chest, seatbelt. He defends, which is proper, because now I need to make sure his arms are accounted for, and I'm going to push him to the left. Right here. Now my right hand, you see, reaches here to his wrist. As I push this down, my left hand reaches up, grabs that shoulder, and I squeeze. Or grabs the gi. This, the more I walk this up and roll this here, the tighter it's getting, and if I flex my bicep. Okay, let's try that. 1, 2, 3.
You don't hook his legs with your hooks.
He did have
over.
He did have my own.
No,
What do you mean?
They're over, but they're like not underneath his knees or anything like that.
What do you mean on the knees? I want to be on his thigh.
Okay.
So I want to be far enough away so he's not going to be able to take it off easily.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
You just say it's defending his neck and choke. You know what I mean? So, and what you want to do is you want to kind of like put him on the rack as you like hip into it.